All right. Looks like we're live streaming. Welcome, everybody. This is our bi-weekly meeting for the California Pirate Party.
So that, okay, cool. We're live now. Not sure why the, okay, cool. Now it's showing the actual, and this is the YouTube link. Go ahead and drop this into. Okay. So, basically this is another, California Pirate Party meeting, starting on the 22nd of May. I'm going to hand this over to Laura for any updates she might have concerning finance and all the other stuff that she's looking at.
No real updates on finance.
Okay.
I'm here to report.
Okay.
There's nothing to report.
Okay. Anything else in that sort of area?
I don't really have anything on the website either.
Okay.
I've been busy trying to move out of my place because we got notice. So.
Got it. Bummer. Yeah.
Yep,
okay.
But we'll make it.
Yeah. So besides that, I know that Digital Irony has been working on getting an email server set up and SSO set up just to get it started. We had a discussion earlier today on like which hosts we should go with, and basically we're kind of letting him just figure out which host to go with, and we're just going to go from there. Besides that, I know that we're still utilizing GitHub for basically group decision making and stuff like that. And I know that we've also been beta testing some of the other like sort of like crowdsourced Politics type apps. But besides that, I don't really have any updates either. Besides the ones that I gave for the website. I know that we keep trying to set up like a meeting, or just like at different areas for having just a informal get-togethers and meetups and whatnot. And Orion, speaking of that, would you like to talk about one of the ones that you did recently?
Yeah, sure. Not this past weekend, but the weekend before, we met in Dolores Park, and
if you're still there.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So not last weekend, but the weekend before, we had a meetup in Dolores Park in San Francisco, and a few people showed up. I think we had like maybe 6 or 7 people there for the entire 2 hours that we were there. And cool. I met Tracy T. Tracy, who is totally awesome and has been active on our Rocket Chat. She is hoping to run for governor in the next race, not the next upcoming race, but the one after that, I believe, as a pirate. And that's totally awesome. We talked about some ideas to collaborate. And one of the things that got me really excited is that she mentioned hosting a debate on Treasure Island with the Pirate Party regarding the use of the land. And the idea we had was to have the debate and stream it from a pier. So people would be sitting on a boat watching the debate, and that would be really cool. Just because it would be an actual policy debate, but it would be on the water.
Sure.
So that was really cool. I am currently trying to sign up for several events to give public speeches in the future, but I really like the informal meetups. And even if a bunch of people don't show up, it's an awesome opportunity to meet face to face and have real conversations with other human beings.
Yeah, definitely.
It's been a good opportunity for us to just collaborate and share ideas and see that there are humans on the.
I know that we've been trying to get a Bay Area one together, but just the timing has just been off for some of these times that we've been trying to do these. But we're just going to keep on trying. I mean, I'm glad that people are kind of like taking up the initiative to, do that themselves. And I think if we can start getting some regular meetings that eventually, people will get interested and start asking questions and get involved.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, every single time people are talking about the Pirate Party with people in public, it is a step in the right direction for us.
Yep.
So
Definitely.
So it was a lot of fun. It was good, and I do plan on keeping doing those, as well as some more high profile speed events coming up.
So one other update I do have is that we have finally. This is kind of a bigger update. I should have probably included this in the start. We are no longer actively using Slack. We have made Slack read-only, and we have also reorganized the channels for the Rocket Chat. As you can see, we have quite a few less number of channels, and I think that even from there, we do probably have some that we're going to trim even further. The idea is that we don't want it to be really hard to find information, and the less chat channels we have, the easier it will be for people to find the information that they need and not have to look for information in like 30 different channels. And as you can see, like one of the channels we've made is Bay Area, and we definitely want each local sort of place to have their own little chat space so that they can talk about certain things. Like I would guess that the Greater LA Pirate Party would probably want their own channel too. And I think this is sort of just a way of us trying to organize a little bit better and make sure that information is just easier to find.
I think it's awesome. I've also made the switch over to Rocket Chat, and I don't think we have anyone from the Greater LA Pirates with us right now. But I'm pretty sure they had an informal meetup last week.
So what they actually do is, and I actually talked to one of the guys that's part of our group over there, is that they actually set up informal meetups every other weekend, basically to coincide with our meetings, to have a basic sort of like a watch party. So that's how they're basically participating in this right now. And obviously, if any of you guys are watching right now and have any updates, feel free to drop stuff into the general chat and Rocket Chat. But that was something that they had said, that it was done on purpose so that they would be online when.
I think that's an awesome idea. That's really fantastic.
Yep. So.
Cool. Well, I mean, on my end, it's been super busy for me for the past couple weeks, and so the one update that I did want to mention before we wrap up things is that I do think that we should be making moves on our new officer elections. I know that we had planned to do them somewhere around now, but I haven't heard very much from people, and I haven't taken the initiative to do it.
Yeah. So one of the things about the officer stuff, and we've actually talked about this with quite a number of people, and we're actually considering that the officer stuff is that we do the bare minimum that is required for the legal requirement of a party, and that beyond that, having some sort of like formal leadership type arrangement for the Pirate Party may not make much sense, just because the whole concept of the Pirate Party, where no sort of action is basically more important than any other such action. So, and a lot of people are behind the idea of basically just doing elections to fulfill the legal requirement of having officers doing elections, whatever. But having it under the understanding that there's no real power conferred to the person who is, quote unquote, elected as an officer. So that's just one thing that we've been talking about, and it's just something that we'll have more time to hash out as time goes on. And that was kind of what we were talking about, just to make sure that, because one of the problems that we've been encountering recently is that people want to make a decision of something like that, and we're having people assume that, this has to go through 3 different people before a decision is made, whereas it might make more sense to just have one person that's like set up for the website or whatever, just making decisions on what they think is the best and not having any sort of bureaucratic red tape to have to wait on for decisions to be made. So obviously we'll talk more about that as time goes on, but I just wanted to make sure that voice of the conversation was heard. So
yeah, but honestly, it's music to my ears. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we were.
I think that's awesome.
Considering.
And kind of how I always wanted it to be. So yes, awesome. This is great news.
The one thing I would want to be cautious about, just butting in here, is that I would like to have a group of people or a list of people who could be called upon to approve expenditures. I don't want it to be me.
Yeah, no, I think that, certainly there are certain things that will probably require at least, a small amount of basically approval, especially, where it concerns like major issues like spending money or stuff like that. But I think beyond that, that's pretty much kind of what we're kind of going for. And obviously,
yep,
things
I just wanted to go on the record with that.
Yeah, no, I think that's
I think
that's definitely an idea. So.
Well, I think that speaks to what you were saying in terms of the legal requirements. Obviously, we need someone to be responsible to keep track of our records, like a secretary would, and to keep track of the finances, and to have a basic structure, in terms of making decisions about spending money. And so, this all falls within the same category of what you were saying, that we have a group of people that fulfill basic legal functions, and beyond that, a lot of the decision making is swarm mentality.
Yeah, and basically the whole idea of it is that we don't want decisions to rest on the laurels of just one person, because then, all the time you'll have situations where that, just that one person that you want to talk to make decisions isn't available. And just having a group of people, regardless of how many of them are, basically online at the moment, just like a sort of, just a very basic, council or whatever, just have those people, say yeah or yay or nay on certain issues, especially when it comes to spending money.
Totally.
So, but yeah, that's really about all I have. So unless there are any other updates.
I don't have any other.
Nope, not for me.
Yeah, I don't have any other specific updates with regards to the party, other than to say that this has been a crazy couple weeks in terms of the news and, the political developments that have been happening both in our state and nationally have reached a fever pitch, And, while we're here having the meeting, I do want to say out loud that I'm pretty horrified by the news of the explosion happening in London hours ago.
Yeah. No, it goes without saying that, the Pirate Party just abhors violence. So, yeah.
Cool. Thanks for getting this going this week. It's it's awesome to have a live stream, and I know that our last meeting we did text updates just because we had a problem getting it started, but it looks like it's going to be resolved for the future. And at least if you can't be here, then someone with the URL code to activate the live streaming will.
Yeah, so. It's fairly easy to do. So.
Cool.
Okay. Unless we have anybody else, I think. Somebody else connected. I'm not sure if they're trying to talk or not, but. But yeah, if you just joined us and you have an update specifically, I'm not sure who that actually is.
Yeah.
Oh, you can actually turn the webcam off if you want to. So I know some people don't really. Cool.
Cool. All right. I guess that's it.
All right. Cool. Yep. Don't think we have any other updates or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream.
Good night.
Peace.
Night.